Hi, I thought of looking at Wi-Fi and 5G from the perspective of how radio stacks are kind of looked at in these technologies, as we usually have people working in both areas or at least trying to understand similarities and differences. And I thought this made for some interesting reading or maybe look at. My name is Shrikant and I'm with NanoCell Networks. If you look at Wi-Fi built on the 802.11 standards, right from day one, we've been very IP centric coming from that Ethernet lineage. And the Phi and MAC layers are referred to as the layer 1 and layer 2 respectively. Very clear ideas. The Phi MAC are what is specified by the 802.11 standards, and the default IP stack and other protocols on top of it are used. So in a certain sense, L1 and L2 are what are specially and specifically specified in the 802.11 standards. There is no standardized idea of a core network or anything like that. It connects seamlessly into the enterprise LANs and as well as to our broadband connections. Okay. A deeper look will tell us, let's say if we take an access point, will tell us that the solution of late has become very, you can say strong from the hardware firmware perspective in terms of the wireless part of the chipset containing all the necessary things for the 802.11 operation. A relatively light driver sits on a typical host CPU. Of course, SoCs are the norm for the access point side. And on the client side, typically the host could be your PC or it could be a phone, etc. Okay. And generally what we find is that the chipset vendor typically has a strong control over the whole Wi-Fi set of features. Okay. And if not anything, it has grown even more so as years and new standards have popped up. What about the cellular side? On the cellular side, if we take 5G as an example, there is a much more, you can say, division of labor amongst the various entities which are defined by 3GPP, right? And typically we refer to the Phi layer as the layer 1 and we refer to the other user plane layers as layer 2. So classically they divide the task of the layer 2, and what has become important these days is that with the open RAN community coming up in a big way, lots of players coming into the implementation of these components, um, the software vendors, etc., and a lot of interoperability now between these ORAN layers or what you can call as the ORAN interfaces. Okay. So this makes for an interesting implementation because you now have a lot of people involved in that. Software intelligence coming in a big way, especially at the base station side. And of course, in the mobile cellular world, the client side usually follows a lot of the diktat from the, you can say, the base station side. More importantly, cellular also defines elaborate control plane procedures, layer 3 as it's called in the cellular world, with the RRC, radio resource control, coming in a big way. You can say some of this is embedded in the control frames in Wi-Fi. And then there is also a powerful core network which is involved in certain control plane activities and of course for connecting the user data to the external world. And remember that all the split of the layer 2 tasks are now getting into different solutions. For example, ORAN has come up with a slew of things with interoperable interfaces, a lot of scope for intelligent control with algorithms to come and play a part here. So that opens up, in my view, the whole 5G or to a certain extent, even the 4G base station. Wi-Fi access points still remain very much under the control of the chipset players in terms of the core radio operations, whether it comes to say an OFDMA scheduling or certain multi-user MIMO related grouping, etc., etc. Are we going to see a change there in Wi-Fi? Because it might then spin off variety of players and we could get some interesting ideas. I think time will tell whether we go that route. Okay. Hope you found this useful. Please take a look at our website for more. We also offer courses through Wi-Fi Academy. Thank you.